The reason why I choose situationship as my informative speech topic, this is because I found out that situationship is a very interesting topic in terms of relationship itself. There are several common relationships that we usually heard, which is family relationship, friendship, acquaintanceships, and romantic relationship. However, situationship basically refers to a romantic relationship that is remains and undefined.
I choose the topic the effect of climate change because it is a serious matter and it is happening now, but many people do not care about this issue. So I want to educate and inform my audience what is climate change and the effect of climate change to the earth. It is a very dangerous if we don't tackle it.
The topic that I chose is dyslexia, and I give one example of a world figure who suffers from dyslexia, which is Albert Einstein. In Malaysia, 10% to 15% of primary school children are reported to be dyslexic. Hence, I want to increase my friends' basic knowledge about dyslexia.
Why I choose this topic? We all know that education is important, but why is it so important? Education is very important in this era of globalization. Everyone is moving forward in their life. With knowledge, people can become more mature and successful. Knowledge can also improve someone's personality. Education is very important so that a person can think more openly and rationally. In addition, they can also make the best decisions. Children and young people must be instilled with a culture of learning so that they become knowledgeable people who are able to drive the world in a better direction. Therefore, all responsible parties must play a role in shaping a generation that loves knowledge.
I stated two main points and explanation about the science of situationship, which is you have not defined the relationship and there is no consistency. In terms of you have not defined the relationship. In terms of relationship, we tend to talk about the future together with our partner. However, if they tend to avoid or give vague responses, this might be a sign that you are in a situationship. If your partner avoids having this talk when you bring it up, it's another indication that they do not want to put the relationship itself in concrete terms with you. Second, there is no consistency. If you have been seeing someone for a significant amount of time but never know when you can expect to hear from them or when will you see them next, this lack of consistency is an indication that they also do not know the terms of the relationship. It's a sign that you are in a situationship.
In my informative speech, I stated two main points, which is rise of the global temperature and the world food crisis. According to the United Nations, global surface increase as greenhouse gas concentration increase. Each decade since the 1980s have been warmer than the previous one. Based on NASA study, the climate change may affect the production of wheat and corn by 2030. Countries such as Africa and North America are currently facing the food shortage.
The main idea of my topic is to acknowledge my friends on how to recognize the early symptoms of dyslexia. I list the symptoms for children, teenagers, and adults.
The main idea in education is it divided into three, which are formal education, non-formal education, and informal education. Formal education is linked with schools and training institutions, non-formal with community groups and other organizations, and informal covers what is left. For example, interactions with friends, family, and work college.
The source of details from various sources that I get is from blog and articles that related to psychology and relationship from New York Post, Women Health, and Very Well Mind.
The source of details from various sources that I get are from website, blogs, and newspaper, such as NASA website, United Nations, and the Star newspaper.
All the details that I stated in my speech was from a newspaper, health website, and also biography to describe more about Albert Einstein. I am keen to provide information from legal sources since this topic needs more exposure to Malaysians.
The source of acquiring knowledge for formal education can be by schools, colleges, universities, and other educational institutions, while for informal education can be by internet, social media, electronic, print media, group discussion among friends or family members. Last, the non-formal education is based on the outside of the educational institution. Non-formal education refers to planned, structured programs and processes of personal and social education for young people designed to improve a range of skills and competences outside the formal education curriculum.
Furthermore, the techniques or method of concluding a speech that I use is by stating a recommendation or tips first and end with highlighting that everything is a choice that all partners need to do, whether they want to define the relationship or undefine it.
The technique I use for conclusion is review the main point. Then I give some advice and encourage to people to take care of our planet. Let's take care of our planet and let's not be ignorant. This is the planet that we are living in together. Climate change is an existing reality, not a future problem.
The technique that I used to conclude my speech was by giving a recommendation to seek help and have it properly diagnosed if my audience notice any signs of dyslexia that I mentioned before. I also used to remind everyone to treat dyslexic evenly because they are just human that need special care. At the end of my speech, I include a humorous sentence just to relax the nerve working during my speech.
I bring the speech to a close clearly and effectively. I stated the educational also include teaching, training, storytelling, discussion, and directed research. Besides, I included recommendations for the movements of educational reforms such as improving quality of education, efficient problem solving, evidence-based education.
Lastly, my kinds of visual aids and designing PowerPoint slide that I use is by emphasize what I am saying about situationship and explain something that is easier for the audience to understand with the helps of image and videos. That's all from me. Thank you.
My PowerPoint background based on the effect of climate change, such as the hot weather, melting iceberg, and the food crisis. I create an impact and example to make the audience more understand and get what is going on about the climate change.
I decided to visualize my speech in a relaxed but fun way. I don't use too many pictures to attract my audience's attention, but I attract them with a very important point in my speech. In that way, they will be more focused to understand my speech since my topic is quite heavy and tense.
I also choose appropriate words to deliver my speech. I consistent with the topic and deliver the ideas to the target audience effectively.